Healing Hearts is a story about compassion. It explores a challenging situation faced by a therapist. This tale delves into the complexities of emotional healing and the difficult decisions that mental health professionals sometimes encounter in their practice. Therapist Olivia meets Marcus, sparking an unexpected connection. Their professional relationship stirs emotions Olivia hadn't anticipated. This forces her to confront her own past experiences. Both Olivia and Marcus navigate complex feelings of grief. They grapple with ethical boundaries in their growing relationship. The possibility of love emerges between them. They embark on parallel journeys of personal healing. These paths may eventually lead them back to each other. The soft patter of rain echoed against the warehouse windows. It filled Olivia's art therapy studio with a soothing rhythm. Dr. Olivia Reeves moved with deliberate elegance around the room. Her slender fingers arranged an array of art supplies. Paintbrushes and pastels were placed on a worn wooden table. The atmosphere was calm and creative, perfect for her therapeutic work.
Everything needs to be perfect for the new client. First impressions are crucial. They play a key role in establishing trust. By focusing on excellence in every detail, we can create a positive and lasting impression that builds a strong foundation for our professional relationship.
Olivia's voice was calm and measured. It hid the anxiety she felt inside, maintaining her composed appearance. She paused for a moment. Her gaze settled on a blank canvas resting on an easel nearby.
A fresh start. A new story waiting to unfold.
Her words held a double meaning. She wasn't quite ready to acknowledge it. Olivia's eyes flicked to the clock on the wall. Its steady ticking reminded her of the approaching session. The hidden message in the conversation hung in the air, unspoken but understood.
Deep breaths, Olivia. You've done this 100 times. Today is no different.
Olivia tried to reassure herself. However, a persistent doubt in her thoughts whispered a warning. It suggested that today might be different. Olivia pushed the thought aside. She focused on adjusting the room's lighting. Her goal was to create a warm, inviting atmosphere. The studio door creaked open. Olivia turned to greet her new client. She held her breath briefly as their eyes met. The man's pain was palpable, even from across the room. His visible distress immediately caught Olivia's attention, setting the tone for their encounter.
Hello, you must be Marcus. I'm Dr. Olivia Reeves. Welcome to our safe space.
Dr. Reeves, thank you for having me.
Marcus's voice was rough with emotion. His hesitation was evident in every movement. He stepped into the studio cautiously. Olivia felt an unexpected tug in her chest. It was a mixture of empathy and something else. She couldn't quite name this unfamiliar feeling. The air between them seemed charged with unspoken words and complex emotions.
Please, come in and make yourself comfortable. We'll start wherever you feel ready.
Marcus moved further into the room. Olivia's professional demeanor faltered slightly. For a brief moment, her eyes reflected vulnerability. This vulnerability echoed her new client's emotions. They shared an understanding of loss and longing. Neither was prepared to confront these deep feelings. The unspoken connection hung in the air between them, a silent acknowledgement of shared pain. The chapter closes with Olivia and Marcus standing surrounded by art supplies. They are two souls ready to begin a journey. This journey would challenge them both in unexpected ways. Neither could have anticipated the experiences that lay ahead. Soft light shines through the large windows of Olivia's art therapy studio. It's a Seattle afternoon, casting a warm glow into space. Easels and art supplies are spread throughout the converted warehouse. Dr. Olivia Reeves stands at the entrance, waiting for her new client. Her professional appearance hides a hint of nervousness.
Come in, please.
The door opens. Marcus, a man in his late 30s, appears. Deep sorrow marks his features. Olivia's breath halts slightly. Their eyes meet, creating a moment of connection.
Hello, Marcus. I'm Dr. Olivia Reeves. Welcome to your first art therapy session.
Hi, Dr. Reeves. I'm not sure I'm cut out for this art stuff. My sister insisted I give it a try.
Olivia's lips curve into a gentle smile. Her eyes soften with understanding.
Many people feel that way at first, Marcus. There's no pressure to create a masterpiece here. Our goal is simply to express and explore your emotions. We'll do this through color and form. Shall we begin?
Olivia guides Marcus to a painting station. Her movements are smooth and skilled. She arranges a blank canvas before him. Olivia then sets out various paints. The setup is now complete for Marcus to begin painting.
I'd like you to close your eyes for a moment. Think about how you're feeling right now. Don't judge the emotion, just observe it. When you're ready, choose a color that represents that feeling. Make a mark on the canvas with your chosen color.
Marcus hesitates, then dips his brush into a deep, midnight blue. His first stroke is tentative. As he continues, his movements become more forceful, almost angry. Olivia watches, her composed demeanor faltering a bit. She's surprised by the raw emotion in his brushstrokes.
I didn't expect to feel so much, just from painting.
That's perfectly normal, Marcus. Can you tell me about what you're experiencing?
It feels like a wave of sadness. But there's also anger. Why did she have to die? We had so many plans together. There was so much life left to live. Now, all of that is gone, leaving us with a mix of overwhelming emotions and unanswered questions.
Olivia feels a tightness in her chest. She recognizes echoes of her own unresolved pain in Marcus's words. Taking a deep breath, Olivia calms herself. She prepares to respond.
Thank you for sharing that, Marcus. It's important to acknowledge those feelings. Let's continue exploring your feelings through painting. What color represents the anger you're feeling?
Red. Definitely red.
Marcus adds bold red strokes to his canvas. Olivia feels captivated by his vulnerability. Suddenly, she realizes she's experiencing an unfamiliar sensation. It's a connection that surpasses her usual empathy for clients. This unexpected feeling takes Olivia by surprise, revealing a deeper bond forming between them.
That's excellent, Marcus. Now, I want you to think about a happy memory of your wife. What color would you use to represent that memory?
Yellow. She loved sunflowers.
Marcus's voice breaks slightly. Olivia instinctively moves closer. Her hand hovers near his shoulder. She catches herself and pulls back. This sequence of actions reveals the character's emotional connection and Olivia's conflicted response to Marcus's vulnerability.
Incorporate that yellow into your painting, Marcus. Let it represent the love and joy you shared.
Marcus is working. Olivia watches him intently. Her own emotions are bubbling up inside her. Suddenly, she realizes something important. As she guides Marcus through his grief, Olivia becomes aware that she's unknowingly opening doors to her own buried feelings. This process of helping him is stirring up emotions within herself that she hadn't expected to confront.
I never thought I'd be able to talk about her like this. It hurts, but there's also a sense of relief. I feel like I can breathe a little easier now.
That's a significant step, Marcus. Art can be a powerful tool for processing grief. How do you feel looking at your completed painting?
It's a mess of colors, but it feels honest, like I've put a piece of my heart on the canvas.
Olivia nods in response. Her professional demeanor begins to waver. She's moved by Marcus's candor. A mix of excitement and trepidation washes over her. Olivia realizes this session has affected her deeply. The impact is more profound than she anticipated.
That honesty is invaluable, Marcus. We'll continue to build on this in our future sessions. For now, take a moment to reflect on what you've created. Consider how it represents your personal journey.
As the session winds down, Olivia experiences mixed emotions. She feels excited by the progress they've made. At the same time, she's unsettled by her own emotional response. Olivia knows she needs to carefully think about these feelings. She's aware that the line between professional care and personal connection has become unclear. This unexpected merging of boundaries has caught her off guard. The Seattle Public Garden was a lush oasis in the heart of the city. It stood in clear contrast to the turmoil in Olivia's mind. She walked along the winding path with measured steps. Her movements were deliberate, as if each step could steady her. An emotional upheaval had just shaken Olivia's world. Despite the garden's peace, she struggled to find calm within herself.
Deep breaths, Olivia. Just keep it together.
Olivia found her favorite bench near the koi pond. She sank onto it with a heavy sigh. Closing her eyes, Olivia tried to clear her mind. Marcus had shown open vulnerability during their session. His words continued to linger persistently in her thoughts.
Olivia, I thought I might find you here.
Dr. Elena Summers' familiar voice startled Olivia. It broke through Olivia's deep thoughts. Her mentor approached with a warm smile. Dr. Summers' silver hair caught the dappled sunlight. The light filtered gently through the trees.
Elena, hi. I was just taking a moment to decompress.
Of course, dear. Mind if I join you?
Olivia nodded and shifted slightly. She made room for Elena to sit beside her. Alina's presence was both comforting and a little unsettling. This mixed feeling was due to Olivia's current state of mind.
I heard about your breakthrough in group therapy. It involves a color association technique. This happened yesterday. Your work is brilliant, as always.
Thank you. It's still in the experimental stages, but the results have been promising.
Olivia's voice lacked its usual enthusiasm. This detail didn't escape Alina's notice.
Olivia, is everything all right? You seem distracted.
I'm fine, really. Just a challenging session earlier.
Alina studied Olivia's face. Alina's eyes softened with concern.
You know what? Sometimes the most challenging therapy sessions are truly valuable. These sessions push us to grow in important ways. We develop both as therapists and as individuals.
What do you mean?
Well, our clients often stir emotions in us. These emotions are reflections of our own unresolved issues. This presents an opportunity for self-reflection. Wouldn't you agree?
Olivia tensed slightly. Her hands were gripping the edge of the bench.
I suppose, but I'm not sure that applies here. I'm just concerned about a client's progress.
Olivia, you're an exceptional therapist. Your ability to guide others through their pain is remarkable. Have you ever considered your own experiences? They might be calling for attention.
Alina's words hit too close to home. This caused Olivia to stand abruptly.
I appreciate your concern, Elena. But I'm fine, really. I should get back to the studio. I have notes to review before my next session.
Of course. Remember, Olivia, it's okay to be vulnerable sometimes. Being vulnerable doesn't make you any less capable. It doesn't make you any less strong either. Your vulnerability is part of who you are, and it doesn't diminish your other qualities.
Olivia forced a smile and nodded politely. She turned to leave the conversation. As Olivia walked away, Alina's words echoed in her mind. These thoughts mixed with ongoing memories of Marcus. She pondered the feelings he had awakened in her. The soft patter of rain against the windows created a soothing backdrop. Olivia sat in her apartment, sifting through her mail. Suddenly, her fingers froze as she came across an envelope. It had familiar handwriting she hadn't seen in over 2 decades.
No, it can't be.
Olivia's hands trembled as she carefully opened the envelope. Her heart was racing with anticipation. She unfolded the letter inside the envelope. Her eyes scanned the words on the page. These words would soon change her carefully constructed world.
Dear Olivia, I know it's been a long time since we last spoke. I hope this letter finds you well. I've been thinking a lot lately. I believe it's time for us to reconnect. If you're willing, I'd like to meet with you. I want to try and make amends for the past. Love, Mom.
Olivia crumpled the letter in her fist. Her breath came in short gasps. She closed her eyes, trying to calm herself. Waves of buried emotions threatened to overwhelm her. These feelings, long hidden, now surged to the surface.
Why now? After all these years, why?
She unclenched her fist and smoothed out the wrinkled paper. As she reread the words, sudden memories of her childhood came rushing back. She remembered the day her mother left. For years, she wondered why she wasn't enough to make her mother stay. Olivia walked to her living room window. She watched the rain create detailed designs on the glass. Her reflection stared back at her. For a moment, she saw herself as the vulnerable little girl from her past.
I've spent my entire life helping others heal, but how can I even begin to address this?
Olivia stood there, struggling to understand her mother's unexpected reappearance. Her thoughts drifted to Marcus. She recalled the raw honesty in his eyes. Marcus had spoken about losing his wife. She remembered how he opened up during their sessions, allowing himself to be vulnerable.
Marcus is incredibly brave. He's facing his grief head-on. Perhaps I should follow his example.
Olivia's phone buzzed suddenly. The sound startled her out of her daydream. It was a text message from Dr. Elena Summers. Dr. Summers was Olivia's supervisor at work. The text reminded Olivia about their meeting tomorrow.
Oh, Elena, what would you say about all this?
Olivia let out a deep sigh. She placed the letter on her coffee table. Then, she sank into her couch. Olivia hugged a pillow to her chest. She felt more vulnerable than she had in years.
I help people confront their past every day. It's time I face mine. But am I ready for this?
The rain continued its gentle rhythm. Olivia closed her eyes, lost in thought. Her mind swirled with memories and fears. A faint glimmer of hope lingered. A letter from her mother lay before her. It was a bridge to her past. Olivia had long tried to forget that past. Now, She faced an uncertain future. She wasn't sure if she was prepared for it. The soft patter of rain hit the windows of Olivia's art therapy studio. It created a soothing backdrop for the session. Marcus sat before his canvas with his brush poised. Olivia watched him intently. She sensed a change in his demeanor today.
Take your time, Marcus. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to express what you're feeling.
I think I'm ready. It's like the colors are speaking to me today.
Marcus dipped his brush into a somber blue. He began to paint with an intensity that surprised Olivia. His strokes were bold, almost angry at first. Then they softened into swirling patterns. These patterns seemed to dance across the canvas. As Marcus worked, Olivia found herself drawn into the emotion. The emotion poured from his brush onto the canvas. The canvas began to transform with layers of color. Colors built upon each other, creating a stunning visual. It was a representation of grief and hope blended together.
I can see her in this. It reminds me of my wife. I feel like I'm finally letting her go. At the same time, I'm keeping a part of her with me.
What you've created here is incredibly powerful, Marcus. You've managed to capture the complexity of your emotions. You've done this in a way that words often struggle to express. Your creation speaks volumes, surpassing the usual limits of language to convey deep feelings.
Olivia's voice was soft and filled with a mixture of emotions. She felt professional admiration and something deeper she couldn't quite name. Drawn by the raw emotion, she found herself moving closer to the canvas.
I never thought I'd be able to feel this release. It's like a weight has been lifted from me. But I'm not sure I'm ready for it to be gone completely.
That's perfectly normal, Marcus. Healing isn't a linear process. It's okay to hold on to parts of your grief. You can still move forward at the same time. The journey of healing has its ups and downs. Remember, it's natural to experience a mix of emotions as you progress.
In a moment of vulnerability, Olivia felt a sudden urge. She wanted to share something personal about herself. Olivia hoped to connect with Marcus on a deeper level. Before she could hesitate, words began to flow. Her desire to open up overcame her usual caution.
I understand that feeling of not being ready to let go. When I was a child, my mother left us. For years, I kept her favorite scarf. I was convinced that if I gripped it firmly, she'd come back. This belief reflected my deep hope for her return.
Olivia's eyes opened a bit. She was surprised by her own disclosure. It was unusual for her to share personal information with clients. However, something about Marcus's recent progress had affected her. This had made her less guarded than usual.
I'm sorry you went through that, Olivia. Did she ever come back?
No, she didn't. I learned that healing doesn't mean forgetting. Healing means finding a way to carry our experiences. We can carry these experiences without letting them weigh us down.
As their eyes met, Olivia felt a flutter in her chest. A warmth spread through her body. She quickly looked away from the gaze. Olivia focused on the painting nearby. She needed to regain her professional composure.
Your progress today has been remarkable, Marcus. How do you feel now? You've completed this piece?
I feel lighter now. It's like I can breathe a little easier. Thank you, Olivia. Your guidance has meant so much to me.
As Marcus spoke, Olivia felt a surge of emotions she couldn't ignore. Pride in his progress and joy at his breakthrough filled her. She also felt a strong attraction that both excited and scared her. Olivia watched him gather his things to leave. Suddenly, a clear realization came to her mind. Olivia was developing feelings for Marcus. These feelings went far beyond a professional relationship. As the door closed behind him, she sank into her chair. Her heart raced with the implications of this realization. The situation had become more than just counseling sessions.
Whispering to herself, "Oh God, what am I going to do?"
The rain outside intensified. It mirrored the storm of emotions brewing within Olivia. She sat alone in her studio. Olivia was surrounded by vibrant colors of healing. She faced a crossroads that would challenge her deeply. This moment would test everything she thought she knew. Her understanding of herself and her profession was at stake. Before we continue, let's take a moment to reflect. What are your thoughts on this story? What would you like to hear next? Please share your thoughts in the comments. Dr. Elena Summers' office was very different from Olivia's art-filled studio. The walls displayed framed diplomas and certificates. This gave the space an air of authority. Olivia sat on the edge of a leather armchair. Her usual composure was slightly frayed as she faced her mentor. The office's formal atmosphere contrasted sharply with Olivia's creative workspace, setting the scene for their meeting.
Olivia, you seem troubled. What's on your mind?
Elena, I'm facing a situation I'm not sure how to handle. It's about a client.
Olivia's hands fidgeted in her lap. Her eyes darted around the room. She struggled to find the right words. These physical signs revealed her nervous state as she attempted to speak.
Go on. You know this is a safe space.
I've developed feelings for a client. I haven't acted on these feelings, of course. However, they're affecting me more than I'd like. I find it difficult to admit this impact.
Elena leaned back in her chair. Her expression showed a mixture of concern and understanding. She took a moment before responding. Elena carefully weighed her words. Her thoughtful pause reflected her empathy and desire to speak with care.
This is a delicate situation, Olivia. Can you tell me more about these feelings? Please share without revealing the client's identity.
They're intense. I find myself thinking about him outside of our sessions. His progress in therapy has been remarkable. I feel a connection that goes beyond the therapeutic relationship. But I know it's unethical to pursue anything.
You're right to be concerned about the ethical implications. Have you considered these feelings? They might be impacting your work with this client. It's important to reflect on how your concerns affect your professional interactions.
I've been extremely aware of every interaction. I'm trying to maintain strict boundaries, however, I worry about my emotional involvement. It might be influencing the therapy. I can't fully recognize the ways it affects the process.
Elena nodded thoughtfully, her brow furrowed. She leaned forward, giving her full attention. Her voice became gentle yet firm as she spoke.
Olivia, you've always been an exceptional therapist. Your empathy and ability to connect set you apart. However, this situation requires careful self-reflection. Have you considered these feelings might be related to something else? They could be connected to your own unresolved issues.
I hadn't thought of it that way. Do you think my past is influencing this?
It's possible that our experiences affect our work interactions. This is especially true in our field. I'd like you to reflect on your motivations. What need does this connection satisfy for you?
Olivia felt a mix of relief and apprehension. These emotions washed over her intensely. She realized her feelings for Marcus might be complex. They could be connected to her past experiences. This possibility was both unsettling and oddly comforting to her. Olivia found herself grappling with the idea that her attraction to Marcus might be linked to her unhealed wounds. The realization brought a strange sense of clarity, even as it raised new questions about her emotions.
What should I do, Elena? I'm concerned about my client's progress. I don't want to put their advancement at risk. I also need to maintain my professional standards. Can you advise me on this situation?
For now, keep strong professional boundaries. Keep detailed records of your sessions. Olivia, consider seeking your own therapy. This can help you work through these feelings. It might be time to use your therapeutic skills on yourself. Practice self-care using your professional knowledge.
Thank you, Elena. I'll think about everything you've said.
Olivia stood to leave, feeling a mix of emotions. The weight of her ethical dilemma still pressed upon her. Yet, there was also a glimmer of hope. Perhaps this challenge was an opportunity. It could lead to her own growth and healing.
Remember, Olivia, your dedication to your client's well-being is crucial. This dedication is what makes you an excellent therapist. Trust in your abilities and in yourself.
Olivia left Elena's office with a nod and a weak smile. The Seattle rain greeted her as she stepped outside. It reflected her inner emotional turmoil. She was determined to maintain professional boundaries with Marcus. Privately, though, she couldn't deny the deepening emotional connection she felt. Olivia walked through the misty streets, lost in thought. She realized her path to self-understanding was only just beginning. The aroma of freshly ground coffee beans filled the air. Olivia pushed open the door of her favorite cafe. A familiar chime rang from the bell above the entrance. It provided a brief moment of comfort. Suddenly, Olivia froze in her tracks. Her eyes landed on a familiar figure at a corner table. The person was hunched over a sketchbook.
Oh no. Marcus?
Olivia's heart raced as she hesitated. She thought about turning around and leaving. Before she could decide, Marcus looked up. His eyes met hers, showing both surprise and warmth.
Dr. Reeves? I didn't expect to see you here.
Olivia took a deep breath. She gathered her courage as she approached Marcus's table. Her professional instincts were in conflict. A nervous feeling fluttered in her stomach. Despite this, Olivia remained focused on the task at hand.
Hello, Marcus. I come here often, actually. How are you doing today?
She winced internally at the formality in her voice. She was painfully aware of this. It contrasted sharply with the casual setting.
I'm okay. I'm actually feeling better than I have in a while. Your last session was really helpful. It gave me a new perspective on my situation.
Marcus's genuine smile affected Olivia deeply. It sent a mix of contradictory feelings through her. She felt pride in her work. This pride blended with an unexpected attraction. Olivia quickly tried to push these feelings aside.
I'm glad to hear that, Marcus. Remember, it's your hard work that's making the difference.
Olivia glanced at the empty chair across from Marcus. Her professional instincts told her to walk away. Yet, something deeper urged her to stay. The conflict between duty and desire was palpable in her hesitation.
Would you like to join me? I mean, if you're not in a hurry or anything.
The hope in Marcus's eyes made Olivia's resolve waver. She knew she should decline the offer. However, Olivia found herself pulling out the chair instead. This action revealed her internal struggle between what she thought was right and what she felt compelled to do.
Just for a few minutes. I don't want to interrupt your sketching.
Olivia sat down. She noticed Marcus closing his sketchbook. His hand lingered on the cover.
You're not interrupting. Actually, I was drawing something. It was inspired by our last session. The drawing is about moving forward. It also honors the past.
Olivia's curiosity was piqued. It was both a professional and personal interest. She leaned forward slightly. Her eyes were drawn to the sketchbook.
That sounds very meaningful, Marcus. Art can be such a powerful tool for processing emotions.
Their eyes met. For a moment, the air between them seemed charged. There was an unspoken understanding. Olivia felt her professional mask slipping. It revealed a glimpse of the vulnerable woman beneath. The intensity of their silent exchange left both feeling exposed and connected.
You know, I often think about our sessions. I reflect on the things we discuss. Our conversations about healing stay with me. I also ponder our discussions on connection. These thoughts come to mind when I'm not in therapy.
Marcus's words hung in the air. They were laden with implication. Olivia's breath caught in her throat. She recognized the dangerous territory they were approaching. The tension between them was palpable as the conversation ventured into sensitive topics.
Marcus, I want to address something. We should be careful about discussing therapy outside our sessions. It's important to maintain professional boundaries.
Even as Olivia spoke, she felt regret. A pang of remorse hit her immediately. She noticed Marcus's face change. A brief look of sadness crossed his expression. Marcus then nodded, showing he understood. Despite the wordless exchange, the impact of Olivia's statement was clear to both of them.
Of course. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. It's just, never mind. You're right.
An awkward silence followed. The barista mercifully broke it by calling out Olivia's usual order. Olivia hadn't even realized she had been in line. She had been there long enough to place her order.
I should go. Take care, Marcus. I'll see you at our next session.
Olivia stood up, regaining her poise. She couldn't help but notice Marcus's lingering look. His gaze reflected the longing she felt in her own heart. This sudden realization left her shaken. Quickly, she grabbed her coffee and hurried out of the cafe. Outside, Olivia leaned against the building. Her coffee remained untouched. The brief encounter had left her questioning everything. She doubted her professional ethics and emotional barriers. Olivia struggled to separate her personal and professional lives. The Seattle rain began to fall. It matched her turbulent emotions. Olivia realized her protective barriers were crumbling. She wasn't sure if she was ready for what lay ahead. The Seattle Art Museum's modern wing was filled with quiet activity. Soft conversations and the gentle shuffle of feet echoed on polished floors. Olivia stood motionless before a large abstract canvas. Her reflection appeared ghostly in the glass. She checked her watch for the third time in minutes. With each passing second, her stomach tightened with anxiety.
Take deep breaths, Olivia. You can do this. It's just a conversation. You're meeting the woman who left you. She's been gone for 25 years. Stay calm and focused.
A familiar figure appeared in Olivia's peripheral vision. She stiffened, her professional composure wavering. For a moment, Olivia struggled to maintain her poise. Then, she managed to control her facial expression.
Olivia? I wasn't sure you'd come.
Zoe's voice was softer than Olivia remembered. It was filled with uncertainty. Olivia turned slowly to face her mother. Their eyes met for the first time in more than 20 years.
I said I would be here, didn't I?
Olivia's words sounded harsher than she intended. She noticed Zoe flinch slightly in response.
Yes, you did. Thank you for that. You've grown into such a beautiful woman.
What did you expect? The little girl you left behind?
Olivia immediately regretted the bitterness in her tone. She was supposed to be beyond this kind of reaction. Wasn't this the same advice she gave to her clients? Her own words echoed in her mind, reminding her of the professional standards she held herself to.
I deserve that. Olivia, I know there's nothing I can say to make up for what I did. But I hoped we could talk. Maybe we could start to understand each other.
Zoe pointed to a nearby bench. Olivia hesitated before giving a stiff nod. As they sat down, Olivia noticed something unusual. She saw a tremor in her mother's hands.
Why now, Zoe? Why after all these years?
I've been in therapy, Olivia. I've been going for years now. It took me far too long to confront my own issues. I've come to understand the damage I caused. This damage wasn't just to you, but to myself as well.
Olivia felt a wave of feelings. Anger and hurt welled up inside her. Surprisingly, she also felt a flicker of empathy. Her thoughts turned to Marcus. She remembered his raw honesty during their therapy sessions. A pang of longing struck her heart.
Therapy can be transformative when you're ready to do the work.
It has been some time. This made me realize how much I needed to see you. I wanted to try to explain. I was so young when I had you, Olivia. I was so unprepared. I told myself, you would do better without me. But the truth is, I was terrified of failing you.
Olivia's chest tightened. The words were too familiar to her. They reflected her own fears of being vulnerable. She was afraid of letting Marcus or anyone else truly understand her innermost self.
So you left. You abandoned me instead.
Yes, it was the biggest mistake of my life. I know I have no right to ask for forgiveness. But I want you to know something important. Not a day has gone by without thoughts of you. I've often wondered about the woman you've become.
Tears welled in Zoe's eyes. Olivia felt her own emotions about to overflow. She stood up abruptly, feeling overwhelmed. Olivia recognized parallels between her mother's fears and her own feelings.
I can't do this right now. I'm sorry. I have to go.
Olivia turned and strode quickly towards the exit. She didn't wait for a response. Her heels echoed in the quiet gallery. Olivia's mind raced with various thoughts. She thought about abandonment in Marcus. She reflected on all the walls she had built. These walls were meant to protect herself.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
The mantra repeated in her head as she pushed through the museum doors. The cool Seattle air hit Olivia's flushed face. She took deep breaths, realizing something important. To truly help Marcus and herself, she had to face her fears. These were fears she had spent a lifetime running from. Rain softly pattered against the windows of Olivia's studio for art therapy. It created a soothing backdrop for the session. Marcus hunched over his canvas, moving his brush with care. His painting technique was controlled and focused. Olivia observed from a respectful distance. Her experienced eye noticed small details in his work. The quiet atmosphere allowed both to concentrate fully on the art-making process.
Marcus, I notice you're using a lot of warm colors today. Can you tell me about what you're expressing?
I'm not entirely sure. It just felt right, like sunshine breaking through clouds.
Olivia's heart quickened as she recognized the metaphor. Marcus's art had been dominated by dark and muted colors for months. This shift in his artistic style was significant.
That's a beautiful image. How does it make you feel as you're painting it?
Hopeful, I guess. Like maybe there's something to look forward to again.
Marcus glanced up, catching Olivia's gaze. Their eyes met for a moment longer than usual. Olivia felt a flutter in her chest. She quickly looked away from Marcus. Instead, she focused on the painting.
That's wonderful progress, Marcus. Can you identify what might be contributing to this? I'm curious about your sense of hope.
I think it's you, Dr. Reeves. Our sessions, they've been like a lifeline.
Olivia froze, her professional mask slipping momentarily. She processed Marcus's words with uncertainty. She knew she should redirect and maintain boundaries. However, part of her yearned for his warmth and gratitude.
I'm glad the therapy has been helpful. Remember, your progress is your own achievement. You're the one doing the hard work.
But you're guiding me. I don't think I could have come this far without you.
Marcus set down his brush. He turned to face Olivia fully. The air in the studio seemed to thicken. It was heavy with unspoken words. The tension between them was palpable in the silence.
Olivia, Dr. Reeves.
Olivia's heart raced with anticipation. She could see the words taking shape on Marcus's lips. It was the confession she both longed for and dreaded. Her mind screamed to stop him. She wanted to maintain their professional relationship. However, her body remained frozen in place. The tension between them was palpable as Marcus prepared to speak.
Marcus, I think we should...
The session timer suddenly intruded. It shattered the moment. Olivia exhaled deeply. She felt a mix of relief and disappointment. These emotions overwhelmed her, creating a complex internal response to the interruption.
I'm sorry, but our time is up for today. Why don't we pause here and pick up next week?
Right, of course. Thank you, Dr. Reeves, for everything.
Marcus gathered his things and left. Olivia sank into her chair, her mind reeling. An ethical dilemma had been troubling her for weeks. Now, it loomed large and unavoidable. She knew she needed to make a decision soon. Her feelings, or Marcus's, threatened to take an irreversible step. Once taken, this step couldn't be undone. The situation demanded immediate attention to prevent crossing a line that would change everything.
What am I going to do?
Her whispered question hung in the air of the empty studio. It remained unanswered, heavy with significance. The silence carried the weight of potential consequences. The Seattle waterfront stretched out before Olivia. It appeared as a gray canvas with muted colors and blurred edges. A steady drizzle fell from the sky. The rain mirrored Olivia's turbulent thoughts. She walked along the wet seaside path, lost in reflection.
Why can't I just let go?
Olivia's whisper was very quiet. The gentle lapping of waves against the pier filled the air. She pulled her coat tighter around herself. This action was more for comfort than warmth. The soft sounds and her need for reassurance painted a picture of a pensive moment by the water.
Marcus, Mom, it's all so tangled up.
She paused for a moment. Her eyes followed a ferry as it disappeared into the misty horizon. The sight of the fading vessel stirred something deep within her.
Is that what I'm afraid of? Disappearing? Or being left behind?
Olivia resumed her walk at a slow pace. Her steps were measured and deliberate. The rain began to fall harder. Droplets stuck to Olivia's eyelashes. The rain blurred her vision as she continued on her way.
I help others heal every day. Why can't I do the same for myself?
As she rounded a corner, a burst of color caught her eye. A street artist huddled under an awning nearby. The artist held a brush in hand, working feverishly on a canvas. Olivia found herself drawn to the scene. Her steps slowed as she approached. The painting was a chaotic swirl of emotions. It was rendered in vibrant hues. Fear, love, hope, and pain were all intertwined in the artwork. The canvas displayed a wild mix of feelings, capturing Olivia's attention with its intense portrayal of human experiences.
It's beautiful and terrifying.
The artist was a woman with graying hair. She had kind eyes. She looked up in response to Olivia's words.
Thank you. It's a self-portrait in a way, all the messy parts of me right there on the canvas.
Olivia felt a sudden jolt of recognition. The painting before her caught her attention. It was a visible representation of her inner turmoil. The artwork seemed to express the emotions she had been struggling with internally.
How do you have the courage to put it all out there like that?
Courage? Oh, honey, it's not about courage at all. This is about necessity. These feelings need somewhere to go. If I don't let them out, they'll consume me. They'll eat me alive from the inside.
The artist's words hit Olivia like a thunderbolt. She stared at the painting intently. Olivia saw herself reflected in every brushstroke. The powerful message resonated deeply within her, as she recognized her own essence captured on the canvas.
I think I understand.
Olivia's voice trembled with emotion. It was thick with feeling. The artist smiled softly. They seemed to sense the weight of the moment. The air was heavy with unspoken words.
Art has a way of healing us, doesn't it? Even when we don't realize we need healing.
Olivia nodded silently. She found herself unable to speak. A feeling welled up inside her. It was as if her emotional barriers were starting to break.
Thank you. I need to go.
Olivia took a final glance at the painting. She turned and walked away from it. Her steps were now quicker and more purposeful. The rain continued to fall steadily. Olivia no longer tried to protect herself from the downpour.
It's time. Time to face my own canvas.
Olivia disappeared into the misty Seattle afternoon. The weight of her epiphany hung in the air. The path ahead was uncertain. For the first time in years, she felt ready. She was prepared to face her inner turmoil. The late afternoon sun filtered through the large windows of Olivia's art therapy studio. It cast a warm glow on the canvases scattered around the room. Marcus stood before his latest work, brush paused in midair. He contemplated the vibrant swirls of color on the canvas before him.
Marcus, I've been observing your progress over these past few sessions. I must say, the transformation in your work is remarkable. How are you feeling about this piece?
I'm not sure, Dr. Reeves. It's like my hand has a mind of its own. The colors just seem to flow.
Olivia stepped closer to examine Marcus's paintings. Her eyes scanned the collection of completed canvases. Each painting told a part of his journey. The early works showed dark, chaotic strokes of grief. In contrast, his recent pieces displayed more structured, hopeful patterns. This series of artworks revealed Marcus's emotional progression over time.
Take a moment to step back and look at all of them together. What do you see?
I see a journey. It starts so dark and painful. But then, light breaks through the darkness. In this final moment, the storm has passed. I can now see clear skies ahead.
Olivia's heart swelled with a mix of pride and unexpected sadness. She recognized the signs of a client nearing the end of their therapy journey. While she was thrilled for Marcus's progress, a part of her felt conflicted. Olivia experienced a deep ache at the thought of their sessions coming to an end. The mix of emotions reflected her professional satisfaction and personal attachment to her client's growth.
That's a beautiful interpretation, Marcus. You've come so far in processing your grief. How does it feel to see your progress? It must be interesting to see it presented this way.
It's overwhelming, actually. I never thought I'd get to this point in my life. For so long, I couldn't imagine a life without Sarah. But now, I can see a future. It's different, but it's there. The path ahead is uncertain, yet I'm beginning to accept it.
Olivia nodded, trying to keep her professional composure. A wave of emotions threatened to overwhelm her. She couldn't help but see similarities with Marcus's journey. His story reminded her of her own unresolved issues.
It takes incredible strength to move forward after a loss. You should be proud of the work you've done.
I couldn't have done it without you, Dr. Reeves. Your guidance has been invaluable. Your techniques have been a true lifeline for me.
Their eyes met briefly. For a moment, the air between them felt charged. Unspoken feelings hung in the silence. Olivia quickly looked away. Her professional ethics conflicted with her personal desires. The tension was palpable as duty and emotion clashed within her.
The work is yours, Marcus. I'm just here to facilitate the process. But I'm glad I could help.
Marcus turned back to his painting. Olivia retreated to her desk, her mind racing. She knew she needed to address the elephant in the room. The looming end of their professional relationship weighed heavily. Complicated feelings had developed between them. Olivia realized it was time to confront these issues head-on.
Marcus, I think we need to talk. It's important to discuss your progress. We should consider what this means for our future sessions. Let's review how you've been doing and explore how it affects our ongoing work together.
Oh? Is something wrong?
Not at all. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Your breakthrough today suggests something important. You're nearing a point in your progress. You may no longer need regular therapy sessions.
The words felt heavy as they left Olivia's lips. She watched carefully for Marcus's reaction.
End our sessions? But I'm not sure I'm ready for that.
Olivia detected a hint of panic in Marcus's voice. This echoed her own feelings of unease. She paused to take a deep breath. Gathering her courage, Olivia prepared herself for the difficult conversation ahead.
It's a natural part of the therapeutic process, Marcus. We don't need to make any decisions right now. Let's take some time to reflect on your progress. We can discuss it further in our next session.
All right, if you think that's best. I trust your judgment, Dr. Reeves.
Marcus gathered his things to leave. Olivia felt the weight of her professional responsibilities. She knew she had to confront her own feelings. Olivia needed to make a decision. This decision would honor both her ethics and her heart.
Take care, Marcus. And remember, what you've accomplished here is truly remarkable.
Thank you, Dr. Reeves, for everything.
As the door closed behind Marcus, Olivia sank into her chair. Her eyes were drawn to the vibrant canvases on the walls. These paintings told a story of healing, both his and unknowingly her own. She reached for her phone, knowing it was time to seek guidance. Olivia needed to talk to the one person who might understand her dilemma.
Dr. Summers? It's Olivia. I need your advice. I think I'm in over my head.
Rain pattered softly against the windows of Olivia's art therapy studio. It created a soothing backdrop as she paced nervously. Her eyes darted between the vibrant canvases adorning the walls. The weight of her ethical dilemma hung heavy in the air. It mingled with the scent of acrylic paint and fresh coffee.
Elena, I need to talk to you about something important. It's about Marcus.
Of course, Olivia. What's on your mind?
Elena's calm demeanor was very different from Olivia's visible distress. The younger therapist's hands shook slightly as she reached for a paintbrush. Olivia twirled the brush between her fingers, seeking comfort in the familiar object.
I've developed feelings for him. These are romantic feelings. I know it's completely unethical, but I can't seem to shake them. I'm lost, Elena.
Elena's expression softened. A mix of concern and understanding appeared on her face. She took a moment before responding. Her words were measured and gentle.
Oh, Olivia, I appreciate your honesty in coming to me with this. It's a delicate situation that many therapists face. This often happens during their professional lives. You're right, it is a serious ethical concern.
I know. I've been trying to ignore these feelings. I've been pushing them aside. But Elena, I've never felt this way before. It's like Marcus has awakened something new in me. I've kept these emotions buried for so long.
Olivia's voice cracked slightly. Her usual calm appearance was crumbling. She allowed herself a moment of vulnerability. This happened in front of her mentor. The typically collected Olivia showed a rare glimpse of emotion, letting her guard down in the presence of someone she respected.
Olivia, this situation is clearly affecting you deeply. However, we must prioritize Marcus's well-being. His therapy and healing process are crucial. Crossing boundaries could seriously compromise his progress.
You're right. God, you're absolutely right about this. I feel terrible for even considering the idea. But now I'm unsure what to do next. How can I continue being his therapist? These feelings make it challenging. I'm struggling with my professional role due to my personal emotions.
Elena stood up from her seat. She walked over to one of the large windows. Outside, the Seattle streets were soaked with rain. Elena gazed at the scene for a moment. Then, she turned back to face Olivia.
Olivia, you have a decision to make. You can continue as Marcus's therapist. This means maintaining strict professional boundaries. You would work through these feelings on your own. Perhaps you could discuss this with your own therapist. Alternatively, you can remove yourself from his case. You would refer him to another therapist. This would allow the possibility of a personal relationship with Marcus.
Both options feel impossible. If I stay as therapist, I'm afraid I'll be doing him a disservice. But if I step away, I'm unsure. Elena, what if I'm missing my only opportunity for real connection? What if I'm losing a chance to heal my own wounds?
Olivia, this isn't just about you and your healing. Remember, Marcus came to you in a fragile condition. He was seeking professional help. Whatever you decide, his well-being must be the priority.
Olivia nodded slowly, her eyes filling with unshed tears. She turned to face one of her own paintings on the wall. The painting was a mixture of blue and gray colors. At its center was a small spark of golden light.
You're right. I know you're right. I need time to think, to make the right decision.
Take the time you need, Olivia. Remember, the longer you wait, the more complicated this becomes. This situation affects everyone involved.
Elena's words hung in the air. Olivia stared at her painting intently. A tiny golden spark seemed to pulse within it. The spark represented both possibility and danger equally. Olivia knew her choice would be significant. It would alter the course of her life irrevocably. Marcus's life would also be forever changed.
Thank you, Elena. I'll let you know what I decide.
With those words, Olivia turned back to her mentor. Her face was a display of mixed feelings. The weight of the upcoming choice weighed heavily on her. It felt like a burden as she prepared herself. She was about to face the most difficult ethical challenge of her career. Perhaps it was even the most challenging of her entire life. Before we continue, let's take a moment to reflect. What are your thoughts about this story? What would you like to hear next? Please share your ideas in the comments. Soft afternoon light filtered through the windows of Olivia's art therapy studio. It cast a warm glow on the canvases and art supplies scattered throughout the room. Olivia stood by her desk, her fingers tracing the edge of a patient file. It was Marcus's file. She took a deep breath, preparing herself for the upcoming conversation.
Marcus, thank you for coming in today. There's something important I need to discuss with you.
Of course, Dr. Reeves. Is everything all right? You seem different today.
Olivia's professional behavior wavered for a moment. A brief show of weakness crossed her face. However, she quickly regained her composure.
Marcus, I've come to a difficult decision. I believe it's in your best interest that I recuse myself as your therapist. I recommend you to a colleague to continue your treatment.
What? But why? Have I done something wrong?
The hurt and confusion in Marcus's voice was palpable. His emotions mirrored the turmoil in Olivia's heart, reflecting their shared anguish.
No, Marcus, you've done nothing wrong. In fact, your progress has been remarkable. The issue is not with you. The problem actually lies with me. As your therapist, it's my responsibility to maintain clear professional boundaries. However, I found myself developing feelings that go beyond our professional relationship. To continue treating you would be unethical. It could potentially harm your healing process.
Marcus's expression changed from confusion. It shifted to a mix of surprise. There was also something softer present. This new emotion seemed more vulnerable. The transformation in his face revealed a complex blend of feelings, moving from uncertainty to astonishment and then to a gentler, more exposed state.
Dr. Reeves, Olivia, I don't know what to say. I never expected.
I understand this is a lot to process, Marcus. Please know that my main concern is your well-being. I am also focused on your continued progress. I've carefully selected a colleague for you. I believe they will be an excellent fit.
Olivia's voice remained steady. However, her hands trembled slightly. She handed Marcus a business card. Despite her outward composure, this subtle physical reaction hinted at her inner emotions as she interacted with Marcus.
I appreciate your honesty, Dr. Reeves. But what happens now? To us, I mean.
For now, it's important that you continue your therapy with my colleague. As for us, I think we both need time to process this change. Your healing should remain the priority.
A heavy silence enveloped them. The air was thick with unspoken emotions. In that moment, countless possibilities seemed to linger between them.
I understand. Thank you for everything you've done for me, Dr. Reeves. I hope our paths cross again someday. Perhaps it will be under different circumstances.
Thank you for your understanding, Marcus. I truly believe this is the best path forward. This decision will benefit both of us.
As Marcus turned to leave, Olivia felt conflicting emotions. A mixture of relief and sadness washed over her. She had taken a brave step towards honesty. However, the road ahead remained uncertain for both of them. Olivia's decision had changed their relationship, but the full consequences were yet to unfold. Alone in her studio, Olivia looked around at the artwork. The pieces surrounded her, each a symbol of recovery and progress. For the first time in her career, she had a realization. Olivia understood that her own process of healing was just beginning. The sun filtered through the large windows of Zoe's art studio. It cast a warm glow on the canvases and sculptures filling the space. Olivia stood at the entrance, her hand hesitating on the doorknob. She took a deep breath, preparing herself for the conversation ahead.
Mom? I'm here.
Zoe emerged from behind an easel. She held a paintbrush in her hand. Her eyes widened at the sight of her daughter.
Olivia, I'm so glad you came. Please, come in.
Olivia stepped inside the studio. Her eyes moved around the room, taking in the sights. The walls were covered with colorful paintings. Each brushstroke showed her mother's skill and passion for art. The vibrant artwork brought the studio to life, reflecting the talent of Olivia's mother.
Your work, it's beautiful.
Thank you. I've been hoping you'd see it someday.
An awkward silence fell between them. Years of unspoken words hung in the air. The tension was palpable, reflecting a history of missed opportunities for communication.
I think it's time we talked, Mom. Really talked.
Yes, I think so too. Where should we begin?
How about with why you left?
Zoe's shoulders sagged. The weight of her past decisions was visible. It showed in her posture.
Oh, Olivia, I was so young and scared back then. I thought I wasn't good enough for you or your father. I convinced myself that you would be better off without me.
Better off? Do you have any idea what it did to me growing up without a mother?
Olivia's voice trembled. Years of suppressed emotion were rising. It was all bubbling to the surface. Her long-held feelings were finally emerging, unable to be contained any longer.
I know I can never undo the pain I caused you. I want you to know something important. Not a single day passed without thoughts of you. I constantly regretted the decision I made. Every moment was filled with remorse and memories of what could have been.
Then why didn't you come back?
Shame overwhelmed Olivia. The longer she stayed away, the harder it became. She struggled to face what she had done.
Olivia moved towards a blank canvas. The canvas was positioned near the window. Her fingers traced the edge of the frame. This sequence of actions suggested Olivia's artistic intent and her careful examination of her workspace.
You know, I became an art therapist because of you. I remembered how you used to paint when I was little. Your paintings seemed to bring you peace.
Really? Oh, Olivia.
Zoe's eyes welled with tears. Her expression showed a mixture of emotions. Pride and regret were clearly visible on her face. These conflicting feelings painted a complex picture of her inner state, revealing the depth of her experience in that moment.
I thought if I could help others find healing through art, maybe I could heal myself too.
And did you find healing?
I'm still working on it. That's part of why I'm here.
Olivia picked up a paintbrush. She twirled it between her fingers.
Maybe we could paint together like we used to when I was little?
I'd love that, Olivia. More than you know.
Zoe moved to stand beside her daughter. She selected a palette of colors. They began to paint side by side. As they worked together, the tension in the room slowly started to fade away.
Tell me about your work, Olivia. How do you use art to help people?
Well, it's about creating a safe space. This space allows people to express their emotions. It also helps them confront their traumas. They do this through creative activities. The goal is to provide a supportive environment where individuals can explore their feelings and experiences using creativity as a tool for healing and self-expression.
Olivia spoke as she painted. Her brush moved confidently across the canvas. Her passion for her work was clear. Every stroke showed her dedication. The artist's growing confidence was visible in each movement she made.
It sounds like you've found your calling. I'm so proud of you, Olivia. I know these words might not mean much to you. They're coming from me, but
they do mean something, Mom. They do.
Olivia paused in her painting. Her brush hovered over the canvas. She turned to face her mother.
I can't promise that everything will be okay between us. There's a lot of hurt to work through. But I believe this could be a new beginning.
A start is all I could hope for, sweetheart. Thank you for giving me this chance.
Mother and daughter continued to paint together. Their brush strokes mixed on the canvas. They began the delicate process of rebuilding their relationship. It happened gradually, with each careful moment they shared. The soft glow of the evening sun shines through the windows of Olivia's apartment. Olivia stands before a blank canvas, paintbrush in hand. The room is quiet, with only the gentle hum of the city outside. Inspired by her recent progress with Zoe, Olivia takes a deep breath. She is ready to embark on her own journey of healing herself through art.
Okay, Olivia, you can do this. It's time to practice what you preach.
Olivia begins to paint with a trembling hand. Colors mix and flow in broad strokes across the canvas. Slowly, a self-portrait takes shape. As she works, memories and emotions rise to the surface. Each brushstroke reveals a hidden part of herself, bringing her inner world to life on the canvas.
I've spent so long hiding. From myself, from others. What am I so afraid of?
Olivia's brow furrows as she focuses intently. She studies the eyes of her portrait carefully. The eyes seem to stare back at her. They appear questioning and challenging. Olivia finds herself caught in a silent dialogue with her own image.
Those eyes, they look so vulnerable. Is that really how I see myself?
Olivia continues to paint with growing confidence. Her brush strokes become more deliberate. The portrait begins to come alive on the canvas. It reveals hidden aspects of Olivia's personality. These are qualities she had long kept buried within herself.
God, I can feel it. All those years of pain, of feeling abandoned, it's all there on the canvas.
Tears begin to well up in Olivia's eyes. She faces the emotion in her self-portrait. Her hand shakes slightly as she works. Carefully, Olivia adds the final touches to her artwork. The process is both challenging and deeply moving for her.
I've been so afraid of being hurt again. I've been afraid of being left. But look at what it's cost me. I've been leaving myself all along.
Olivia steps back from the canvas. Her breath catches in her throat. She takes in the full impact of her creation. The self-portrait stares back at her. It is a mirror of her innermost self. She sees herself as vulnerable and yearning. Yet, she appears unexpectedly strong.
Oh my God, is this really me?
A sob escapes Olivia's lips. The weight of her realization hits her hard. Years of suppressed emotions come flooding out. It's an emotional release for Olivia, freeing and intense. The moment overwhelms her as she finally confronts her feelings.
I've been so scared. I've been afraid of feeling this way. But it's okay to be vulnerable. It's all right to need other people. We all experience fear and vulnerability at times. Accepting these feelings is an important part of being human. Reaching out to others for support is not a weakness, but a strength.
Olivia sinks to the floor, her back against the wall. She allows herself to truly feel for the first time in years. The portrait looms above her. It stands as a testament to her breakthrough, marking her emotional journey.
I've been telling my clients to embrace their emotions. I've advised them to confront their fears. All this time, I've been running from my own feelings. This realization highlights the irony in my professional guidance versus personal behavior.
As the last rays of sunlight fade, Olivia remains on the floor. Her eyes are fixed on her self-portrait. A mix of tears and paint stain her cheeks. There's a new sense of lightness in her expression.
This is just the beginning, isn't it? There's so much more work to do. I'm ready now. I'm finally ready to heal.
With a deep, shaky breath, Olivia rises to her feet. She approaches the canvas once more. Gently, she touches the freshly applied paint of her self-portrait. For the first time in years, she allows herself to feel hope. It's a real, vulnerable hope for her future. Months had passed since Olivia had last seen Marcus. The local art gallery buzzed with excitement. Patrons admired artwork created by former therapy clients. Olivia's heart raced as she stepped into the space. Her eyes scanned the room for familiar pieces.
It's amazing to see how far they've all come. Each piece tells a story of healing and growth.
Olivia's gaze settled on a striking abstract painting. Swirls of deep blue mixed with bright streaks of yellow. She instantly knew it was Marcus's work.
Dr. Reeves? I thought I might see you here.
Olivia turned suddenly. She gasped softly, finding herself face to face with Marcus. He looked different now. Marcus appeared more at peace than before. A quiet confidence was evident in his stance. His transformation was striking to Olivia.
Marcus, it's wonderful to see you. Your painting. It's breathtaking.
Thank you. It's called Emergence. I think you can guess why.
A moment of understanding passed between them. It was filled with unsaid feelings. Their shared experiences hung in the air. The silence spoke volumes about their connection.
You look well, Marcus. How have you been?
Better. Much better, actually. The new therapist you referred me to has been incredibly helpful. I have to say, the foundation you helped me build was crucial. It made all the difference.
Olivia felt a mix of professional pride and personal warmth at his words. She noticed her usual urge to maintain distance was absent. Instead, Olivia experienced a genuine desire to connect. This unexpected shift in her feelings surprised her, yet felt natural and welcome.
I'm so glad to hear that, Marcus. Your journey has been remarkable.
And what about you, Dr. Reeves? You seem different. In a good way.
Olivia smiled. She realized the truth. It was in his observation.
I've done some work on myself, too. Turns out, therapists need healing sometimes as well.
I'm glad. You deserve it.
Their eyes met. For a moment, the gallery's bustle faded away. The air between them felt charged. It was full of possibility.
Listen, I know this might be unconventional. Would you like to grab a coffee sometime? We've both grown beyond our therapist-client relationship. It would be nice to meet as two individuals who have evolved.
Olivia felt a flutter in her chest. An ethical dilemma had once tormented her. Now, it had transformed into something different. It became an opportunity for genuine connection.
You know what? I'd really like that, Marcus.
Great. How about we start now? There's a nice cafe just around the corner.
Lead the way.
As they walked out of the gallery together, Olivia felt a mix of emotions. She experienced both excitement and a sense of peace. The future lay ahead of them. It was full of potential and new beginnings. The sun dipped low on the horizon. It cast a warm glow over Seattle's waterfront park. Olivia stood by the water's edge. Her fingers traced the outline of a small sketchbook. She held it close to her chest. In the distance, Olivia spotted Marcus. He was approaching with his own art supplies. Marcus had his materials tucked under his arm.
Marcus, hi. I'm glad you could make it.
Olivia, it's good to see you, outside of the studio.
There was a moment of hesitation between them. The air felt thick with unspoken emotions. Their shared history weighed heavily on the situation. The tension was palpable as they stood in silence, each aware of the significance of this encounter.
This place has special meaning to me. It's where I used to come and paint. I would work through my personal issues here. I thought it might be a good spot for us to talk.
It's beautiful. I can see why you chose it. I actually came here a few times myself after our sessions. It helped me process things.
Olivia's eyes widened slightly. A mix of surprise and warmth appeared. These emotions briefly crossed her face, revealing her inner feelings.
I didn't know that. It seems we have more in common than I realized.
Olivia, I want to thank you. You've done so much for me. You helped me find my way back to myself. This means a lot, especially after losing Sarah.
Olivia's professional manner began to change. Her hidden feelings started to show. As this happened, she looked directly at Marcus. Their eyes met, revealing Olivia's softer side.
Marcus, I need to be honest with you. Our therapy sessions have awakened something in me. It's something I've been avoiding for a long time.
I felt it too. There was a connection between us. At first I thought it was just part of the healing process. But now, I'm not so sure.
But it's more complex than that. That's why I had to step down as your therapist. It wasn't just about following professional rules, it was about being honest with myself. And it was about being honest with you too.
Marcus took a step closer. His eyes searched Olivia's face. The man moved with intention, his gaze fixed intently on her features.
I've spent a lot of time learning to be open. I've also learned to be honest about my feelings. Right now, I'm feeling something new. What I'm feeling is hope. It's the first time I've felt hope in a long while.
Hope can be scary, especially when you've been hurt before.
But it can also be beautiful, like the way colors blend together to create something new.
Olivia smiled contentedly. Her hand moved without thought. She reached to open her sketchbook.
That's actually what I've been working on. Would you like to see?
I'd love to.
Olivia shared her artwork with Marcus. As they looked at it together, their hands accidentally touched. This brief contact sent a spark of attraction between them. They found themselves in a beautiful park setting. The moment was filled with shared emotions and a sense of vulnerability. In this atmosphere, they both realized something important. They were ready to explore a new connection. With careful consideration, they decided to take a small step forward in their relationship.
Marcus, I don't know exactly where this will lead, but I'm willing to explore it, if you are.
I am. One brushstroke at a time.
Olivia and Marcus shared a smile. They began to walk along the waterfront. Their artistic souls and healing hearts were in perfect harmony. Together, they embarked on a new chapter. Morning light shines through the large windows of Olivia's new art studio. It casts a warm glow on blank canvases and neatly arranged art supplies. The space buzzes with anticipation. Olivia prepares for her first workshop on art and emotional healing. This workshop marks a new chapter since she redefined her career path.
Deep breath, Olivia. You've got this.
Olivia stands before a pristine white canvas. Her fingers run along the frame's edge. Her eyes sparkle with excitement. There's also a hint of nervous energy in her expression. The artist is poised to begin her work, filled with a mix of anticipation and creativity.
This feels right. A new beginning, a fresh start.
The door opens. Marcus steps into the room. He is carrying a tray. On the tray are 2 steaming cups of coffee.
Good morning, beautiful. Thought you could use some liquid courage before your big day.
Marcus, you shouldn't have, but I'm so glad you did.
Olivia's face lights up as she accepts the coffee. Their fingers brush lightly during the exchange. The affection between them is easily noticeable. It's a clear sign of their growing relationship.
How are you feeling about today?
Nervous, excited, grateful. It's been quite a journey to get here.
Olivia takes a sip of coffee. Her gaze drifts to the canvas. The canvas is blank. She contemplates the empty space before her. ready to begin her artistic journey.
You know, a few months ago, I never would have imagined this. I'd be here, leading a workshop. Yes, that's true, but there's more. I'm feeling so open and ready now.
You've done the work, Olivia. You deserve this.
Marcus gently squeezes her shoulder. His touch is comforting. It's also electrifying. The gentle pressure conveys both warmth and excitement, creating a moment of connection between them.
We both have. I'm so proud of how far you've come in your healing, Marcus.
We make a good team, even if it didn't start out that way.
They share a knowing smile. This smile acknowledges their journey. The path that led them here was complex. Now, they've reached this significant moment together. Olivia has a mother named Zoe. Zoe peeks her head into the room.
Am I interrupting?
Mom! No, come in. I'm so glad you could make it.
Olivia embraces her mother. The gesture is warm and genuine. It's free from the tension that once characterized their earlier bond. This moment signifies a positive change in their relationship.
I wouldn't miss this for the world, sweetheart. It's your first workshop in your new studio. This is a big day for you.
Zoe's eyes become teary. She observes the studio around her. Her daughter's happiness is clearly visible.
It means so much to have you both here. Supporting me, believing in me.
Olivia's voice catches slightly. Emotion is rising within her.
Hey, you've got this. Remember what you always tell your clients?
Every brushstroke is a step towards healing.
Olivia smiles warmly. She squeezes Marcus's hand gently. Then, she shares a loving look with her mother.
You're right, it's time to practice what I preach.
Olivia feels confident once again. She turns to face the blank canvas. A paintbrush is ready in her hand. With renewed determination, she prepares to create her next masterpiece.
This is more than just a new chapter. It's a whole new canvas for me. I'm ready to fill it with vibrant colors. The possibilities are endless.
As the first splash of color touches the canvas, Olivia feels a sense of peace. She's filled with excitement for the future. With love and support, Olivia has rediscovered her passion. She's finally ready to paint her own story. It's a story of healing and hope. The story is over. Thank you for listening. Please write a comment about the story. Tell me what you think. I will read all your comments. I'll reply to each of you personally. See you next time.